masters, honoured guests, a very warm welcome to you all, and I feel rather self-conscious at this stage in the evening welcoming you here rather belatedly to this dinner celebrating the end of the Royal Logistic Corps' 25th anniversary year. I dearly hope you've enjoyed this evening so far, particularly in these glorious surroundings, and I promise not to detain you too long or distract you too long. However, before introducing Her Royal Highness the Princess of Royal, who graciously has agreed to say a few words, I, as the current serving head of the Corps, and this will possibly be the last occasion I, as a regular officer, can say that, given I join the esteemed ranks of the regular reserve in a couple of weeks' time. I did, however, wanted to say a few words of thanks to a number of people who have made this evening possible and give you the opportunity to show your appreciation to them. If I may say so, can I first extend my thanks to the staff here at the Guildhall for the service that they have provided. They have done us proud this evening, and I recognise how busy this venue is. I'm very grateful for what they have done tonight. I would also like to, and I'm sure you would join me in wishing that the band and the corps of drums, I hope you will all agree, both have performed brilliantly tonight, not just during the display on the courtyard outside earlier, but throughout dinner and most latterly in their finale this evening. Their commitment to the Corps, not this year in particular, has been outstanding. Now, the band are often in the process of getting on a coach or heading to an aircraft for their next event when I get up at this stage in the proceedings. And so I'm hoping that if you make enough noise, they've made enough noise, if you make enough noise, they can hear your appreciation for both this evening and their wider contribution. Not a bad effort. Now, the diversity and variety of this Corps is one of its great strengths and is a fantastic attraction to many joining the Corps today. The Gurkha and Fijian contingents have been major contributors to that rich mix, and again, their displays this evening have shown us the quality that they bring to us as an organisation. Yet again, I thank them for their contribution, not just tonight, but for what they have done throughout the past 25 years. Dhanibad, Vinaka, Vaka, Levu, and if neither of those were pronounced correctly, thank you very much indeed for what they have done. So, we are, of course, always working alongside many of you from industry, academia, and other national institutions. We rely so very much on your contribution, and for those of you from those communities here this evening, I thank you for your incredible support tonight, and particularly your participation for those of you who are engaged with the Royal Logistic Corps Foundation. That foundation is growing all the time, and if you were not already involved, I would ask that you do so. If for no other reason than to continue to build our collective network for mutual benefit. Thank you also for those who have organised this evening, and indeed most of the Royal Logistic Corps events celebrating this last quarter of a century. They need no introduction, but I would particularly mention the Corps Colonel, the Corps Adjutant, particularly this evening, Guy, for the work that you have done, and of course the Corps Regimental Sergeant Major. and dare I say it, everybody in the regimental headquarters, which is very thinly manned for an organisation of this size. Colin, you and the team have regularly and arguably had the hardest gig in the history of your appointments. And I and the rest of the Corps thank you for your commitment and drive in making not just this evening, but all the events this year such a success. Thank you so very much indeed. Now, finally, by way of thank yous, I would like to say thank you to our Colonel-in-Chief, Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal. Ma'am, your commitment to us has been unstinting and outstanding. All here will recognise how hard you work to support a huge range of organisations. So the time and interest you have shown us and our affiliations is hugely appreciated at every level. I, for one, have welcomed your counsel and your tutored encouragement. You have been with us since our formation, and our relationship with you is cherished, and I will, I hope, go on for many years to come. So, ma'am, thank you very much indeed for all that you do. So what next? Well, I promised I would give way in a moment, but as we, the Corps, look forward, we see a world that is less predictable and more uncertain than I can remember at any time in my 34 years' service. To some, that inability to predict what happens next is unsettling. Dare I say it, ask Eddie Jones at Twickenham on Saturday afternoon. And you might recognise that point. Come to think of it, some things are more predictable than others, now I think about that. But also, to some, it marks a time to remember where they have come from and the time to deliver stability and some leadership. The military and the defence community, more widely, has often provided an anchor point and a foundation that delivers consistency and an environment under which opportunities for good can be exploited. For those of us in the Corps, we hope to provide part of that capability and, with the help of many of you here this evening, exploit the opportunities presented by this rather uncertain world. I believe we've set the foundations for the Corps going forward, and I'm immensely proud of everything that has been achieved. As I said at the dinner following the Pirbright parade last year, we are not the finished article and will continue to need help in ensuring we remain current and relevant into the future. Inter-service, industrial and international cooperation will be pivotal in achieving that aim. So I thank you in advance for that help. Now, I said I would give way shortly, and I will do so now. Thank you all again for joining us this evening, and it only remains for me to say it is a very great pleasure to introduce to you our Colonel-in-Chief, Her Royal Highness, the Princess Royal.